We are live here in, where are we? Kansas City, I believe, for the Big 12 championship between Houston and Texas, the number 3 seed versus the number 1 seed. And joining me in the booth is my main man, Mr. Zay Tobin. What's up, Zay?
All right, back-to-back games here in the booth. Another championship game. Ready for it.
Yeah, I had to think about where we were for a second. I forget. Between Big 10, Big 12, we travel all over. But good game here between the 3 and the number 1. What are you expecting in this matchup with Texas?
Hoping to see a lot out of CD5 here. It's definitely their go-to guy. He's got a good matchup at that one spot, so definitely should be something to take into account there. I just want to see also what they're going to be able to do defensively. It's guys like Peter Parker and Earl Flint. Those are definitely two guys they got to be able to contain as well.
It should be an interesting matchup. Ditto, obviously leading scorer for Texas, coming in averaging 18.9 points per game, which is way high. And then on the other side for Houston, it's Brandon Incognito coming in at 14.1 points per game. So those are the respective. I actually would have thought that it would have been Peter Packer, but I feel like this season he is taking a little bit of a step back as being the number 1 offensive option for Houston, but it seems to be Incognito at the moment. But Packer's a guy, if you look at his stats, Zay, he's 12-8 a game, so he's pretty much guaranteed for that. So still very high numbers as Houston off to a quick 6-0 start here with the Flint dunk. Backdoor pass to Richards, throws it down. Texas coming in at 7-3. Houston coming in at 8-1. Bryson. Now to Incognito. Kicks it outside. Harris for 3. No good. And there's one of those rebounds on his typical night of rebounding there, Zay.
Yeah, usually he's one of those guys that likes to go after his offensive board, so not a whole lot of surprise there for Mr. Peter Packer.
Texas is going to need to do a good job boxing him out. Don't get a body on him. Zero Buckets gets blocked inside. Here comes Packer the other way, who can also dribble. And he's going to go into Flint, who throws it down with a highlight dunk. A quick 8-2 lead. Diddle being D'd up big time right now. Going to get over to Brown. He's going to spot up for 3. Side of the rim, no good. Incognito looking to push. Harris, no good. Flint with the rebound gets blocked from behind, and then gets fouled from behind.
Yeah, I like the block down low there by Richardson, but it's something that Texas is going to have to deal with going forward. Houston is a team that likes to get out and run, so definitely they got to be able to somewhat contain.
Yeah, I know Texas. I know Texas likes to play a little bit of a quick up tempo style, but I will say that definitely in this particular matchup definitely plays right into the hands of Houston, who's very up tempo. So I think if you're Texas, you may want to grind the game down a little bit if they can. To lull to money for 3. No good there. So right now Texas struggling to get points. Dent kicks it for 3 on the outside. Bang!
Houston firing on all cylinders here to start. 2-13 start. You couldn't ask for a better way to open up this one.
Drake Scott drives, fouls. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Scott 100% on the season from the free throw line. I find it funny, and I was just thinking about this literally right now, how Dick Dickey's guy again ends up at Texas. I know he went there to help Ray because Ray had some family stuff going on, but Brown for 2 is good. 15-4. And Texas absolutely struggling right now. Scott gets blocked. Now Bricks. Bricks to Brown. Texas needs to get some stops here. They've just not been able to stop. As Houston just continues to fire up. I think that was a deep 2.
Yeah, they just had to be able to execute on offense either. That's why this lead is just continuing to grow here.
Talal outside to Scott for 3, no good. Marshall with the foul. Why is the call sheet not right? Who is number 2? Dent, Max Dent. When did he switch to number 2? I have him listed as 7. Interesting. (18-4). Rough first quarter here for Texas. They need to get a few points to not let this one get out of control before we get into the second quarter and having to dig deep. Scott off the glass, no good. Dent now. Bounce pass, good defense there. Scott gets a hand on it. Young Money off the glass and good.
It stops the scoring drought for Texans here as they were scoreless the last couple minutes.
Cody Ricks inside. Good block by Drake Scott. Marshall again in transition. Gets blocked. And then interior defense for Houston doing a great job. Wrangler Brown. Texas takes a timeout, but a rough shooting here for Texas. This is 2 for 13 here to start. To 6. Scott Strip gets it back. No, he does not. This Houston team is so tough, Zay.
Yeah, definitely. They're good on both ends. One of the higher point differentials in the league right now.
Yeah, they can fill it. They can fill it up. They can defend with the best of them. Scott kicks that outside the money. Good ball movement. Gets it over to Marshall for 3. Bang! That's a nice answer and response after the 3 ball from Houston. 15-point lead as Brown takes it to the The rack, good defense by Scott. Scott looks to push. Finds to Marshall, who lays it up and in. Good transition bucket there from Texas. And that's what, if Texas can get stops and get out in transition, you know, with the way Houston is so in tack mode on the offensive glass, Texas could get some easy buckets, maybe get themselves back into this game, but they got to get the stops on defense first, obviously. And that's a great defensive play. And ooh, Regular Brown with a little shove on money.
I get a little bit frustrated, kind of in his airspace.
Jump ball, Brown wins it, but tips it right to Tallulah, so chance here for Texas. Marshall for three, bang! So maybe that's what you want. You get it to 10 before the end of the first quarter, see if they can get a stop here. Bricks. O'Neal going to set a screen for Bricks. He stops. He pops. Can't get it to drop. So after one, 24-14, Houston up by 10. You're watching the Big 12 championship game. We're back. All right, what's your thoughts on that first quarter there, Zach?
Houston definitely in the form the gate and really put their foot down as the #1 team in the conference right now. Texas just really looking for answers. You got a little bit of momentum coming out the quarter, but trying to stay in momentum right now.
Offensive rebound by Incognito. And you're going to get called for a 3-second violation, so good job by Texas. A mental mistake by Incognito. Williams now to Richards. Ditto for three. Rims in and out. That's his first shot beyond the arc. And then a nice drive by Incognito in transition.
I love the defensive pressure, but just couldn't stop Incognito running to the basket.
I don't mind. And I know Coach Ray wants these guys to shoot from the exteriors. There's a nice mid-range jumper from Justin Brown. But Diddle's got CD5's got to realize if there's a guy in his face, he's got to think twice about that being the most opportune shot. Is out of bounds as Wrangler Brown steps out of bounds. Turnover, Houston. Earl Flint Jr. going to check back in. Wrangler Brown, after that turnover, sits down and takes a seat on the bench.
I just didn't like that one. It's kind of straight to the bench.
Yes, sir. Richards tried to go for the bank, couldn't get to go. Harris blows right by Diddle, using his speed, turning it into another gear. Goes right by Diddle for an easy 2.
Yeah, and even if he didn't get that step, he has an extra little bit of height and strength. Kind of just overpowers him.
But DR buckets for 3. Bang! Good find. And a good shot there by Anakin. Bryson extends it back to 11.
Yeah, that was a really good play set up here. Texas there.
Harris gets it to Packer. Playing some bully ball. Diddle defensively got his elbow on the ball actually when Packer came up, but Houston would not be denied. Brown to buckets. They're going to set a screen for Diddle. Diddle again. This time he's going to look to the other side. Gets it to Brown, top of the key. 3-ball up, no good. So it looks like Texas is really trying to force everything beyond the arc. Or from deep. They started out attacking the interior. Now just, fortunately, they've fallen behind. They're trying to shoot their way back into this game, but they're having mild success here so far.
Living or dying by the 3 here, and it hasn't really been their best look so far.
Still trail by 15 here. Got to work for more open looks, less contested. Diddle should have shot that right there. Had the look. He doesn't have the height advantage. He's got the speed advantage against Incognito, but in that situation, he was wide open. He should have shot that. Brown contested 2, no good. Packer up with the rebound. Here comes Houston again. Flint fires it into Bryson, and a bad play there as he throws it into the crowd.
We spill drink somewhere. Concessions.
And regardless, Houston gets the steal, gets it out to Packer. Going to go in, and what a play. Ooh. And a great job by Richards coming back to send that one into the
second row again.
Yeah, that's a huge chase down block for sure. Rick, step back 3, no good. And if you're Texas, that's probably the guy you want shooting threes. Bricks has struggled of late. Good kick out, Money for 3, bang! It's interesting. I keep seeing Houston collapse to guard the paint, and when they do that, there has been some wide open threes.
Yeah, team known for shooting threes too.
Dent for 3 to answer back, no good.
Yeah, not really a good play call there.
Good pass inside to Hannibal. Blows the layup though as he's feeling the pressure from Shaq Jr. Bricks now fires it inside. Bad pass, turnover. Here comes Texas. Drake Scott gonna walk it up though. Marshall gets that one to go. 10-point game. Three ball from Bricks. It's good. Pass inside to Flint. 13-point advantage goes up. Good defense by Hannibal. Marshall to Money. Money looks to drive. Kicks it outside. Low over to Marshall. Marshall over to Hannibal. Drake Scott trying to work his way through. Just not able to get there. Now Money. 6 on the shot clock. Scott's going to set a screen for him. Young Money fires up the 3. Long rebound over the outstretched hands of Drake Scott. Shaq Jr. there to collect the rebound. And another interior block, this time by Rashid Hannibal. The Texas defense starting to turn up here a little bit. So,
yeah, hopefully they can start turning that defense and the offense here as the quarter starts to dwindle down.
Bricks kicks it outside. O'Neal Jr. for three. No good. Rims out. Well, they had Hannibal. And now Hannibal gets it. Drives baseline. Goes up. Off the glass. Can't get it to go. Good follow by Drake Scott, Zay.
Yeah, on the other side, kind of knowing that that shot was going to come back out. Drake Scott, good positioning there.
Bricks. Now to Dent. Dent looks to drive, kicks it out to Brotherman. Brotherman to Bricks for three. Money in his face. And knocks it down. Tony Bricks. 2 3s so far in this game. Both of them contested, too. So 40-28 off that Drake Scott make there as Texas, at least offensively, Texas has started to look better. Bricks from the elbow, that's good.
That's 3 baskets in a row for Bricks.
Hey, stop it. Hey, Molly.
To low now. He had a 3-point line. Contested.
All right, that is the half. 42-28. Houston on top. Up by 14. Zay going to break us down. I got to walk away from my PC for 1 second. But Zay, break us down. Talk to us about what we saw in that first half and what adjustments Texas might need to make. I'll be right back.
Yeah, good first half for this Big 12 championship game. Houston making themselves at home. They're making themselves at home here. The number 1 seed, they're really showing it, especially in that first quarter. Guys like Incognito and Bricks coming in late, definitely starting to set the pace for themselves offensively. Texas, they're starting to come back here, having a little stride here in the second specifically, but just defensively they haven't really been able to keep up with Houston and just the way that they've been running, and that's basically where they would need to start. And I feel as though that defense will turn the offense, and they should be good to go going into the second half here.
All right, we're back here to start the second half. 42-28. 14-point lead. As leading scorer at the half. Is that Bago Richards? Yeah. No, James Marshall. He's got 10. Gotta respect the fight in Texas here.
Yeah, definitely. They can start with a run initially. They can possibly make this a nail out of here.
And an end one is Earl Flint. Earl Flint draws the foul, so a chance of 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Pass inside. Bryson throws it down. Steal by Flint. Now Incognito. Zay, it feels like every time Texas makes a little bit of a run, Houston doesn't take very long to find their game and come back and make a run of their own.
Yeah, kind of stifling out any flame that Texas is trying to brew here.
Brown looking to drive, goes inside, gets stripped. Richards gets it back, trying to go up, trying to draw the foul, gets blocked by Flint. Now Williams, he gets flat blocked by Packer. And a shot clock violation.
Yeah, completely stuffed him out on that play.
And not even giving him an opportunity to get a shot away. Illegal screen, so Houston gives the ball right back. Fadeaway Jay, no good. Flint up with the rebound numbers for Houston. See if they can take advantage. Corner three for Harris, too strong.
Yeah, struggling from deep here on Courtney Harris.
Oh, Packer with another huge block.
3-point shooter, like only shooting 40%.
Wide open incognito, and this one's starting to get away from Texas. They trail by 18.
Yeah, the wheels off the bus starting to come loose as they need a timeout here.
Timeout. 18-point lead for the Cougars. Coincidentally, we have 18 in the stream. Appreciate you all tuning in for this one. Thank you for watching. As Diddle drives. Diddle has not been able to get on track tonight.
And they definitely needed him down the stretch for sure.
Yeah, especially when he averages 19 a game. Foul counted on one, and now it's 20 plus. Sierra Buckets commits the foul. Oh, and a rare missed free throw. And a nice block by Houston there. And again, this time Zeus Williams is second. Commits the foul. Knocks down the first. Yeah, they just not have. They haven't. Texas really hasn't set up CD5 at all in this game.
Yeah, at least not too easily here. Yeah, they've just been taking a lot of contested ones.
And they got to set him up. There it is for three. Too strong. I mean, not to be surprised, not in rhythm, because he hasn't really got the ball much in rhythm. And counted in one.
Guess no spirits are low right now for the Longhorns as they're trying to corral any type of momentum here.
It's not looking good with 5:01. I mean, there's still time, but Texas is just not playing good at all right now. Richards hands it off to CD5. Now they're setting some screens for him, but still having to work for everything. Fadeaway three, no good. Harris from the corner, no good. Richards up with the rebound, and then a turnover. Bad pass as Harris gets it back, and Richards sends it into the first row.
It's standing off a goalpost right there. I thought it bounced back in.
Looking like he set it up for a spike. Oh my god, I'm tired tonight. Packer. Counting in one. The strength of Peter Packer. Still able to put that one on. And right now, 3 points away from putting a 30-piece on Texas right now. Gotta respect the play right now from Houston. They have just played lights out from beginning to end here so far. Buckets, drives, and steps out of bounds, and when it rains, it pours. Right now, it
slipped on the wet spot.
Someone's sweating profusely there. The guy with that NCAA mop's got to do a better job. Another foul, this time on Drake Scott. One point away from making it a 30-piece. I mean, at this point, Texas is going to have to just throw this game away. Know that they got to the championship game in the Big 12. Hope for a decent seeding in March Madness. I think that's kind of how you have to just say this was just not their game. And I know there's still a quarter and something here to go, but I don't see them coming back from 30.
Yeah, and 4 attempts there for Scott not going through, and Brown, Wrangler Brown, the other end, slamming it down.
And this kind of performance is the exact reason why Houston, for me, before the season started, was my my team to win it all. They are just extremely deep. But they will lose Tony Bricks in the offseason. He has decided to go to Europe, so they will lose him for sure. Wrangler Brown is a senior. He's the only senior on this team, so he'll be gone after this season. So those would be 2 big holes they'll have to fill, but the core nucleus is still here, and be curious to see how that all plays out for Houston in the offseason. Bryson from deep, no good.
And 27% from the field. Yeah, not really gonna get it done.
No, I mean they just haven't shot. They haven't shot the ball whether they were open or they were contested. So I agree. That's just not going to get it done. Bryson for 3, no good. And that's punishment right there. You're up 30. Guys spotting up for threes, eh? It's like, wow. Talk about no mercy. Sweep the leg.
Right.
Drake Scott runner is good. 1:37 to go here in the third quarter. This one getting away, or has gotten away. As we start to look at this win, is this being a win here shortly for Houston with basically 1 quarter to go. Barring a big comeback here from Texas, we'll see Houston probably vying for a #1 spot in March Madness, at least be in conversation, sitting at 9-1. Now we got ourselves another good game coming up after this Big East Championship in prime time. Marshall for 3. There's a 3. Brown has had a nice game. 11 points. Right at his average. A little bit of a sell there for Marshall. I mean, do you think... I mean, obviously Texas, this isn't the game Texas has wanted to play here tonight. They certainly don't look strong, but I'm not sure how much you've watched of them this season. But, I mean, do you see them as a team that could maybe make a run in March Madness with their talent?
Or do you, I don't know.
Or do you think they just relying way too much on the 3?
I'm not sure. It kind of depends on where they land and what their path is like. I can see them possibly going as far as maybe Sweet 16, but not any further than that. There's just too much talent.
Yeah, and then on Houston's side, on the side for Houston, do you see them as a number 1 seed, or think they're in the conversation for it?
Definitely, yeah, 100% are in that conversation for as the number 1 seed for sure. 9-1 on the season. A couple of teams are actually in that realm now, so definitely they're putting themselves in that conversation.
Scott, 3-second violation. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the selection committee looks at the Big 12 as a weaker conference and says, okay, well, Houston, they played great. Yes, they did finish the season streaming, barring a miracle comeback from Texas here. And we'll talk about that in a second. Get those 4s up in stream chat. You're watching CSB on Twitch. We'll be right back. State Farm assisted the game. I give it a B.
C+. It's kind of more in the actual side itself rather than the assist.
True. True. Harris. Flying off the screen from the elbow. That's good.
Yeah, as we were talking about when the quarter concluded. Yeah, a couple other teams here, Oregon and Butler specifically. Yeah, their 2 are also in the running for that 1 seed as well. So more implications going into the conference turning games.
Ditto finally knocks that one down. Houston just continues to shoot lights out here. I don't even know what they got to be over 60%. I think got to be the way they're playing.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, I see Virginia Tech and Ohio State kind of locked in as one. Those 2.
What about? Do you see? But now that you saw Ohio State lose to Michigan, are they still a 1 in your book?
Yeah, I believe they're still a 1. I'm not sure. I'm all 1, but definitely still a 1 seed.
Flint floater is good, and Houston just can't miss right now. Yeah, I think what's going to eventually happen for the selection committee is Diddle misses there, is that if in fact we have a bunch of teams with the same record, we have more than 4 for sure. I would think at some point you're going to say, okay, well, who did that 1 loss come against? You know, like Virginia Tech still hasn't lost yet. So like for me, if they go undefeated, if they go without throwing up a loss in the loss column, I think you're gonna have to. I mean, I imagine they're the consensus number one.
And if they were also to lose to things too.
Cutting in and out.
Oh, I was saying, if they were to lose to Duke, then that could change things as well.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Obviously, they got to win that game first. I'm just going on the assumption that they would, but doesn't mean they're going to. But like if you break it down right now, Ohio State lost tonight. That puts them at 9-1. Houston with this win, assuming that there's no barring any miracles here. I mean, certainly, I don't see that changing. Flint, nice count of the one. Houston goes 9-1. So you've got, let's say Virginia Tech. Let's say Virginia Tech loses, right? You got Virginia Tech, Ohio State, Houston 9-1. You still got Oregon and Butler. Not sure what they're going to do. Obviously, it depends on what happens tonight and tomorrow. But you've got about 5. You got more than 4 teams that could potentially get number 1 seeds.
Yeah, fortunately, like one of those teams. Yeah.
And then you're going to have to start digging in on who they lost to, and what point of the season they lost, and stuff like that. So. Just makes it interesting. It makes definitely good, good food for conversation. You know what I mean? Like that's where you're going to get into those healthy debates, and you're going to have people go, think differently of certain teams. So. CD5. Brown. Wild shot, almost got it to go. Well, it's interesting. Even if you start. I mean, you have 17 teams. You got almost half the league on the positive side of 500. Now the interesting scenario conversations are going to be on the bottom end. Like, me personally, Washington only won 1 game. Kansas State won 2. For me, I have Washington over Kansas State. I think just the way they've played opponents this season and how tough they played, I think they would be a better team to put forward. Kansas State really hasn't beaten anybody good.
Yeah, Washington was definitely close with a couple teams. They were fighting in a good couple games too.
I mean, Kansas State, one of their wins is West Virginia. West Virginia didn't win an entire game the entire season. And the only quality win that they have on their resume is against Baylor. I mean, every other game that they played was relatively a blowout. And then and you look at Washington's opponents. Yes, they had a couple games where they didn't play great, but there was some. I mean, they lost to Gonzaga by 9, and that's impressive. I mean, they blew the doors off of UCLA. They lost by 3 to Stanford. Yes, they did lose. USC beat them down twice. They lost to 16 by Oregon. They got their doors blown off by UConn. They lost to Virginia Tech by 12, which is pretty impressive. They lost to Michigan, who just won the Big Ten championship. Again, that's I get that that's in the early going, but they lost to them only by 9. So like if you look at even North Carolina, I believe that's preseason. They lost to them by 12. So like. To me, their resume just shouts that they should get in. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the strength of schedule is definitely going to play a bigger factor into that as well.
And that's why I think the committee is going to have their hands full if they've got to be cognizant of that, and it's got to be talked about because that's you look at a team like Baylor, who's yes they won 4 games on the season, but Baylor was not in a lot of their ball games. And I think it's important. I think Indiana and LSU have earned their way in. Syracuse, for me, is a team that's strong enough to be in. I just don't know if did they earn it. Villanova, same thing. Villanova did have that one big win to get their second. Michigan State has played up and down all season. So, you can make arguments for some of those 2 teams with 2 wins to maybe not make it or see Washington make it over them. Like, for me, North Carolina State doesn't make it. UCLA doesn't make it. West Virginia doesn't make it. After that, I think Washington has to be a conversation. So, it's like Houston. Is it this? If I think the low score. It's in the 40s. I think it's 42 is the lowest ever. Doesn't matter. Diddle just said, you know what? I'll hit a 3. just to make sure that it's not even close. Because I know it's like mid 40s or lower was the record. But this game plan did not fit Texas at all. Houston wins this one 99-48. Tough game for the Longhorns. We know they're better than this. I think this was one of those let's throw something at the dartboard to try to figure a way out to beat Houston. But the game plan definitely was made when someone was drunk or had a few too many drinks. The dartboard was missed completely. No, you gotta respect. Houston, Texas is a much better team than what they showed here. This just wasn't them. Yeah, Texas did not play. There's good talent on that team too. Just 5 trips to the free throw line. I mean, obviously that's because they live beyond the arc. I mean, 13 points off of 10 turnovers. Anything else stand out for you?
Let me see. Let me load it up here. Yeah, definitely the rebounding aspect as well, and just getting to the line. 11 to 12 free throws to 3 of 5. Yeah, definitely that stand out to me.
This could be a record for lowest shooting percentage in a game. I don't remember anybody ever shooting out in the 30s, so that could be something to take a look at. But yeah, I mean, Houston never trailed in this game. We'll go to the losing side. James Marshall, 14 points, 2 assists on 5 of 8. Drake Scott, rough night shooting for him, 3 for 10 with 3 turnovers. Did have 8 points, 5 rebounds, assists, 2 steals, and a block. So doing a little bit of everything, except for putting the ball in the hoop. 3 of 13. Ouch. CD5. A lot of those were contested shots. Minus 45. Ouch. That has to hurt. 7 points, 3 assists, a block. Young Money, 7 points, a rebound, 4 assists. Only one player in double figures for Texas. Justin Brown, 5, 1, and 2, 2 of 13. Also struggled. Bago Richards, 2 of 8, 4 points, 7 boards, 3 blocks. Dior Buckets, 3 points, 2 assists on 1 of 3. ZW2, 2 boards, a steal, 0 of 2. Hannibal, 0 of 2 for 5 points, assist and a block. James Talal, 3 rebounds, 0 of 1. Take us through Houston.
Leading the way, Earl Flint Jr. with a double-double, 23 and 11 with 4 assists and 2 blocks, 10 of 14 from the floor. Brandon Incognito with 13 points, 3 boards, 4 dimes, a steal and a block.
Ooh, look at the stat line for Packer. Jesus.
Yeah, Peter Packer filling up the stat sheet with a double-double, 12 and 10, 4 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks as well. Yeah,
And he just
going all over
he
the
just
place.
crushed it.
Wrangler Brown with 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks as well. Tony Bricks with 11 points, a rebound, 3 times. 10 points, 7 rebounds from Bryson with 2 assists as well and a block. Courtney Harris, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Max Dent, 7 points, 6 assists as well. Responsible for 23 points, 2 of 4 from the field. So Brotherman hitting that 1-3 and a rebound and assist. And then O'Neal with 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks.
There was a question: did Packer make a 3? Does say he shot a 3. Hey, let's give you the highlights to see if
Got a 3 and hit.
let's
Wow.
see. You can clip it here. There it is. There's your 3 right there from the corner.
That was it right there.
That was it. Actually, it was a bad clip. So sorry. Thought it would be.
Wow.
Thought it would have been a better one. There it is again from the corner. You'll have to go back and get it because it wasn't very good from the review there. All right, coming up, Big East Championship coming up here in 5 minutes. For Zay, I'm Wired. We'll be back here